really fast and look really cool, and if I lose or whatever. We saw on the FOD game at least, Silver was starting to do some of that technical stuff, started moving around kind of like a goon.
He loves it. He loves lapping out stuff with Sam. Oh, we're going right into a loser's match. It's
interesting.
Yeah, usually the bracket doesn't play out like this. If you're in winner semis, it'll be a little bit, but we'll see how this pans out.
But one of the things I brought up is Silver said that my Samus was an inspiration for his movement style.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's bad. I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Oh my goodness.
But he's definitely found ways to make it effective. Like right here, for example, he's being very tricky. Mixx is having some trouble sort of catching Samus on the platforms.
Yeah, he goes for a lot of like the tricky movement, the technical options that Samus has, but he's not like doing it for no reason. He does apply it in situations where it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's not just doing it like just for the fun of, I mean, he does it because he enjoys that style of play, but it's not that he's doing it, you know, superfluously.
Right. Once again, unlike me.
Yeah.
He's not trying to bull, he's trying to win.
I mean, watching you play is always an inspiration. For people that have been playing as long as you have, it's just, you know, you've got technology that people have forgotten about since time immemorial.
That's true. Oh my god.
Crouch cancel down tilt, and that's a really big problem for Marth in this matchup. Samus is going to be able to crouch cancel until forever.
You can see Mixx is starting to space around.
That happens a lot. If you mess up your ledge jump for whatever reason, that ECB box, when you let go of ledge, ends up putting your head underneath.
Yeah, if you hold forward at the wrong frame, then it will push you underneath because of Samus's weird floatiness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Mixx is starting to understand just how and where Silver is placing himself. He's understanding how to space down to a little bit better against the way Silver's been playing, which is pretty important.
Yeah, I like that he's willing to pull the trigger on the half-charge shot, just using it as a different option, not necessarily always trying to save it for, you know, full charge or anything like that.
Yeah, it's gotten way more important recently, actually. Hugs has been starting to use more uncharged neutral B as a pressure option in neutral, because there's like 30 frames of recovery on the shot, but that's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's really like,
especially if you get the mid charge one, like you just charge it for like like a second or two, right?
Yeah.
And you get like decent percent at that point, and the hitbox is bigger as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's acceptable knockback as well. So from San Diego, there are a couple of good Samus players that Mixx has done, I think, okay against. There's Guluhind and Locke, although I think Locke might not. Locke has been like in and out of San Diego as far as I know, but either way, they're both respectable players, pretty solid. So he has some Samus experience, but neither of the Samuses really play like Silver, which is something to consider.
Yeah, Silver is definitely a very, we talked about it, he likes to do a lot of the flashy stuff, right? He's very precise and technical with his character. He does a lot of the lab work, a lot of the specific characters, stuff that you can get with Samus.
You can kind of see he's been going for the runoff down air edge guard on Marth's up B pretty,
I guess he's hoping for a trade, but yeah, he hasn't gotten a lot of mileage from it.
Yeah, that's where the flashiness and the effectiveness sort of, it skews more towards flashy and less towards effective.
That's definitely true, yeah. I wonder, I don't know if he has a lot of matchup experience with Marth. We were talking about before when he was playing against York how much he practices against Falco, but against Marth, I don't think that's the case. I think he definitely has much less Marth experience than against other characters.
Especially Marth of, Mixx's, like the most comparable Marth would have to Mixx's, skill tier is probably like Dooblat, right?
Yeah.
Whereas, if he plays against, if he plays against what at all, Steven?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not quite the same tier of skill.
Yeah, what is definitely solid, but Dooblat is like, he's able to beat, top 100 players, right?
Yeah.
He's done it before.
So is Mixx.
Exactly. So we'll see. But so far, he's done relatively well. He kind of lost a little bit. He was doing really well at the beginning of the match. The momentum's kind of shifted towards Mixx a little bit. Maybe figured out a couple of these things. These edge guards have not been working out well. Oh, but he got the tech chase. Oh!
He could have reacted with down smash there.
He could have. I feel like he went for just such a hard read, and there was like he could have reacted and used a different move.
It's one of the things where the choices that Mixx has been going for end up getting him more consistent results. Even if they don't guarantee kills, he's still getting more hits off of his reads than Silver is. Mm-hmm. Silver's going for these once again the fast fall off stage downer or trade off stage downer. He keeps losing out kill opportunities and not getting a reward out of it. And that's a big problem.
Yeah, except at this point right now, like, Marth wasn't able to seal the deal, and this is that kind of, like, really awkward, awful situation where you did, like, 70% more to Samus, but yet you're both still at, like, kind of, like, the same kill percent, right? Oh! Disastrous. Right. Ended up turned around because of the up B hitting him. and he turned away from the ledge and then got the spike immediately underneath the stage. There was no chance of coming back.
And you see Mixx shaking his head. He's like, okay, this guy, he's just trying to give it to me. You know, he's
trying to jam it in there now.
He's trying. I mean, he kept going off stage, and eventually he got killed for it.
Yeah, immediate missile into grapple. I love it. I was talking about that earlier, how missiles really open up your grab game to be able to force them into shield and then get them stuck in shield while they're waiting for something else and just grabbing them. It's just it's so useful.
A lockdown tool.
Just land on the platform and sidestep 3 times. I mean, he only took, what, 12% for his troubles?
It's a fun mix of new school and old school with his tech and then with some of his decision making. It comes from, he played with Mike G for a long time, right?
Yeah, no, he still comes over to our house, and him and Mike play a lot.
Yeah.
I'll play a little bit with him sometimes, but Mike definitely plays a lot more with him. And also, Mike has an amazing Samus, so he's definitely picked up a couple of things from him.
Like quadruple spot dodge into...
the spot dodge is good. Samus has a good spot dodge.
She does. She has one of the best spot dodges in the game. But even then,
I mean, it's not like... I don't know. Is it 50 IQ or 500 IQ, right?
That's the classic, though, right? That's the DAOS special. Is he a genius, or is he just is he playing out the fact that you don't think he's going to be that dumb?
We'll let history decide.
We will.
Oh wow! Got him knocked off with the shield push.
Martha, one of the few characters in Melee to have the... Oh, nice. Oh, he goes for more traditional edge guard, and it worked.
Yeah, that was really good. Using the ledge invincibility to get a completely unstoppable neutral air.
As opposed to flying off the stage with the down air and getting down air.
And not hitting them and then getting hit by up B and turning around.
Yeah, and then dying at like 0%.
Oh, was that like a pivot forward air? That was wild.
He's been doing a lot of pivot jump in general.
Yeah, I think... So... Way back when, like more than 10 years ago, you remember that really good Samus player, I believe from Mexico, Dynadash, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and I feel like with their Samus, they use so much forward air and up air, and people have forgotten just how good those moves are in neutral. They have such high priority. They do like decent damage considering it's I feel like it's a really underrated part of Samus's kit considering how high priority those 2 moves are.
Yeah, for sure. They have up air actually has pretty good range. It actually, if spaced properly, clean beats
Falco down air. Yeah.
So a lot of interesting properties, and you can use them as DI mix-ups because Samus are pretty floaty, so you can actually set up some interesting multi-hit combo moves with them.
It's funny you should trip up over the word like that. My phone, every single time I try to type in the name Samus, autocorrects it to Sammy's with an apostrophe S.
Well, I mean, he did make Esam quit Melee, so
he
retired
rough.
one Samus.
And according to Hugs, he has the best pocket Samus of all time.
No, that's Chillin' Dude.
Oh, was it Chillin' Dude?
It's Chillin' Dude, yeah. Chillin' Dude has the best.
No, I thought because Sammy went up there to play with the Digna. Oh my goodness, that down air took his soul.
I think he could have made that back still.
Yeah, if he would have reacted quick enough and done air dodge, grapple, gotten the wall jump up B, that would have worked out. But now he's got a 2-to-1 stock deficit, and he's going to have to make something happen on this stock relatively quickly if he's going to want a chance to come back.
And really, this is where you start to you see the benefits of playing a more solid, consistent style versus a riskier option style. Mixx, while they've both been kind of Silver's had his chances in neutral, he's had his wins in neutral too. Just Mixx sitting there, saying safer, making safer, more cautious decisions and controlling space.
And he's getting
fewer risks. He's winning out.
Yeah, he went for like 3 dash attacks in a row. None of them hit, and then he went for a charge shot that ended up hitting. I mean, yeah, the charge shot hitting is great, but just barely too far away. He was using really good. He's really good at his grapple recovery, generally speaking. He had a couple of really good grapple recoveries earlier in the game in the set, but unfortunately, he was a little too ambitious with the spacing on it that time around.
It was a pretty tricky one. Do you happen to know who knocked out Mixx and losers or winners? Sorry.
Who knocked out Mixx? I can't remember who it was.
It might have been. I saw him play against S-Teams. So.
Oh wow, that would have been wild.
Yeah. They're playing on a non-recording setup over there.
Switch colors. We'll see if the different color... Oh, use that momentum from the air dodge grapple. You retain a lot of your momentum if you use grapple to cancel your air dodge animation. You end up going about as high as your up B.
Oh, Dubat's an excellent solution. So he must have knocked out his...
The Mark Ditto, that's right. I was watching that earlier.
So this style switch, and color switch. Oh, wow, sick. What was that Bob movement? It's got to be the old school. Wait, He's just
Dude, he's doing some wacky stuff with Samus right now. Getting the weird break turnaround. He's getting the little movement with the morph ball on the platform.
Yeah.
He's working it right now. He's cooking a little something.
I just wish he got more of a reward for his his outplays, right?
Yeah.
He's tricking Mixx, and Mixx is committing in situations where he's not expecting to have to commit.
Yeah, beautiful spacing on that. Getting that sweet spot on the back air is not trivial. It's a tough hitbox to hit.
That was sick. What?
Let me just cancel your entire sword with energy. What is this raw power?
I think the pullback from the shot also caught the animation. It caused the F smash to miss.
Oh, yeah, because it clanked with the charge shot, and then because he was pulling back from it, he dodged it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's funny.
Good use of his grapple again. He's making that work pretty well.
Silver's also not missed any of his up air interrupts from ledge, which is sick.
Yeah.
He's clearly, he's got the tech. He's finding ways to make it effective. You can see he's still sort of, one of the reasons why he's not quite there in terms of, maybe picking up top 100 level wins yet is because he wants to do too much without having a reason for it some of the time.
Yeah, he'll definitely risk a little bit more than other players will, but again, it's not, without any thought behind it.
Right. Oh my god.
Mixx has just been doing really well, keeping him out, just using a lot of those forward airs and up tilts to rack up damage. And that's one of the struggles that Samus has. Samus doesn't really have a lot of strong combos versus Marth, whereas Marth at mid percents gets a lot of forward airs and up tilts and whatnot. Samus is a heavy character, but floaty, so she stays in the air and doesn't go very far.
Samus has a lot of trouble in general dealing with Marth's big disjoints. Like this, for example, right? How does Samus easily come down on top of a...
Yeah, those good hitboxes that we were talking about before, forward air and up air, they are good, but not good enough for Marth.
Oof.
Ooh. Nice spacing for the tipper.
Yowza. Bo Bowser, to quote Zane.
Yeah, so I feel like I would like to see a little bit more forward tilts. These wave dash forward tilts, I think, are going to get a little bit more mileage in this matchup. You kind of want to try to outpoke Marth as much as you can, and it's not going to happen in the air. It's going to happen on the ground, but the displacement. That was unfortunate.
So one of the things about Marth's full jump rising there, it all cancels. The move ends before he lands from the full jump. So Mixx has been doing that a lot to create a high-pressure, safe-ish poke. It's been pretty impressive from him.
Yeah, and it's been a relatively even matchup until one disastrous thing happened. It was like that the last match, and it's been like that this match. Other than that awful down air off the stage, Silver's been doing pretty well, but Mixx, I think, is showing a lot more matchup experience right now, and Silver just isn't able to get a lot going. Accidental
He's staying
reverse.
more patient for sure, which is really, really important. Because this is a matchup that essentially is won by patience on either side, right?
I would agree. He went for a little variation of that down air that he was going for before. I actually kind of like that idea, but it didn't pan out. Bad DI. That's a clean 3-0.